Welcome to Tabor Talk. I'm being a little goofy here, but I'm trying to figure this out. My theme music. I should welcome everyone to Tabor Talk. All right, I think I'm going to keep that Angel Biscuit. All right, so that'll be my theme song. So this is one of my evening podcasts or YouTube video recordings. I actually turned the light on over here. I used to have it off and it's just kind of too dark. So you'll see, I'm getting better and better at this. I've only been doing this for 3.5 weeks. And each day I add a little something and I'm getting more comfortable with this. I'm just having a great time here. So I want to talk about, for 5 minutes or so, memory and nostalgia. First, I want to recommend a podcast. I am, as people know, I am a huge Sean Carroll fan. He's got a podcast. It's called the Mindscape Podcast, and his most recent podcast he had on Lynn Kelly, and she's written. She actually studies ancient civilizations, and she's written she's recently wrote a book on memory. It's actually, let me just bring this up, if you will. She's written a book on, all right, here we are, memory palaces. So, and I actually thought I had this up here. I hate when there's a lull here. Okay, so I'm just bringing up the Sean Carroll podcast, and yeah, here she is, Lynn Kelly. It's can you see that? Sometimes the lighting here is not so good. Well, anyway, just go on Mindscape Podcast, Lynn Kelly, and she talks about something called memory palaces. Like it says here, memory takes different forms. Memories can be encoded in the strength of neural connections in our brains, but there's a sense in which photographs and written records are memories as well. So I won't go into it too much about this podcast. I just want to talk about my feeling, my experience, my thoughts on memory and nostalgia. I am a very lucky person. I happen to have a very good memory. In fact, I've been told that I probably have a photographic memory. I think that's one of the reasons. I know that I have above average intelligence, and one of the obviously what's really beneficial is the fact that I have a fantastic memory. And what's interesting is I used to be a heavy drinker. I mean, I drank more beer than what was good for you, but still I could remember things. And my friends, people my age, right? I'll talk to them, and I'll talk to them about people I grew up with from high school, even grade school, and I remember specific conversations. I remember whole conversations, and I'll talk about something they don't remember. It's weird. My earliest memory is probably 3. I remember when we just moved. I grew up in, I was born in East Rutherford, and we stayed in an apartment for a couple of years, and then we moved to a house on Bailey Ave, 41 Bailey Ave in Bloomingdale, New Jersey. And I remember moving there, and I remember there was a sandbox, and I had fallen asleep in there. So I guess I was actually 2.5 years old. So I do remember that. But I always carry around with me always the little notepad, and it's really, I've been doing this for years, and it's really just I call it my nostalgic pad. And when I have a real pleasant memory, I write it down. Like for instance, like today, I just wrote things down. These things just pop up. So I remember renting a DVD, and this is just something that doesn't mean anything to other people, but to me. I remember renting a VHS. I'm sorry. tapes in a little small video store in Main Street, Butler, and I just thought it was it was so cool. It was so fun back in those days, the early days with VHS, and then I remember going to Blockbuster when I lived in Little Falls. But I just write these things down. I remember lifting weights with my friend Mark Pachico. We were juniors, and I'm sorry, we were actually younger than that. It was the summer of between freshman year and sophomore year, and I used to go to Mark's house and lift weights early morning, and we used to listen to the Beatles and lift weights. I mean, I just remember this, and just a warm feeling, just warms the heart. So I have so many things in here, and it's just every day. I was watching actually a movie, The Truman Show, and there's a part where he's in a small store, and he's buying a magazine. You see all the magazine racks, and I remember that growing up as a kid. These old Sports Illustrated and pro wrestling magazines and all that. So I am a sucker for nostalgia. So, okay, I think I'll end it there. So let me fade out with my music. I don't know. What do you people think? Here it is. It's Angel Biscuit. Ready? Tabor Talk. I'm going to get this. I'll be more and more professional each day. But I'll keep the spontaneity. Okay, people. Have a great day. Tabor Talk.